Yo, what's up, guys? We're trying to gain more subscribers. Now, for everybody on this episode that subscribes and comments, we'll be picking your name out of a hat. Whoever we choose on camera, you will be our next guest for the podcast with Prodigy. Thanks. All your moves are fake and stuff like that. So, like,
excuse me? Is that fake?
Don't listen to me, guys. It's not fake. But trust me.
Listen to Prodigy.
Come on, I could just push you over just like that. Like, come on, guys. You think out of everybody who's gonna...
Or there's just that crowd that just won't stop, like, egging you on. Like, you suck, Nastyy.
Oh, chill, man.
You think that's fake?
This the podcast with Prodigy. This the podcast with Prodigy. This the podcast with Prodigy. My podcast.
What's good, everybody? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Prodcast with Prodigy. As always, we got our special guest today going by the name of Chris Nastyy. How you doing, my boy?
I'm doing great, Prodigy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Now, Chris here is a professional wrestler. So, I think that's pretty tight. One of the first wrestlers I've actually met.
Thank you.
I myself, I never really got into, like, watching wrestling and stuff like that. But I know a lot of people who, like, they've watched that growing up through their whole childhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you grow up watching wrestling through your childhood or anything like that?
I loved it. I loved it growing up. How did it start? I was about 9 years old when I was with my cousin, and he just introduced me to me, and I was just captivated. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this is amazing. Like, I was just, at the time, I was into, like, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and all. Mm-hmm. By the time I started watching wrestling, I was just like, forget all that. This is my new Cartoon Network. This is my new Nickelodeon. This is my new stuff and all. And just ever since then, like 2004, 2005, just never stopped watching.
That's what's up. Found a unlocked passion, unlocked, goal in life.
Yeah.
Wrestling and stuff like that. But do you follow, like, obviously you've been watching it for a while, you've been connected with it, and you keep up with, like, all the news and stuff with wrestling, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to what are your thoughts on, like, women wrestling, like, people like the divas and stuff like that?
Well, first of all, it's no longer called divas. It's women's wrestling.
Oh, really?
Professional wrestling. It's an amazing thing. I'm so glad that the era when I started watching it, it was very looked down upon. When the females came out, it was usually time for the bathroom break. Luckily enough, now. Yeah, but luckily now it's amazing. Like, you watch the females wrestle in NXT or on Raw or SmackDown or in AEW. It's all great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that they put in as much work as, like, a male would do?
So much more. I know. I get it. And all. Here's the thing. In wrestling and professional wrestling, it's very male dominant. So I really do think that they need to work harder and all. But the thing about it is they don't get enough credit. Their job and the way they do it is so crisp, so amazing. There's a lot of female wrestlers out there that I appreciate very much and all. And one that's a part of my clique, Jin Savani. She's on the rise. She's great and all, and I know she's gonna do well in the career.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's great to see you guys supporting, each other's sides and stuff like that.
Of course, yeah.
Have you ever, like, attended a live women's wrestling match?
Well, I've attended wrestling shows, and they've had women's wrestling, and I've watched it from, when I go see a Raw event or a pay-per-view event or even an indie show, women's wrestling all the time, all around and all great. That's
what's up. That's what's up. Now, I was just thinking about it, like, because obviously when women are wrestling and even guys, wrestling tends to be a little bit, like, revealing, in terms of your skin. Do you think that brings in a lot of attraction from people, just, women, tight clothes and all that?
I mean, it's hard to explain. They do. I mean, there are some females that do kind of revealing clothes and all, but it's not always just about revealing clothes. It's how great they are in the ring and all. Like, I don't really care, or I don't really see or no, because as long as their wrestling is on point, then by all means, it's all great.
Yeah, it kind of just goes over the top of your head.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, like a nice cleavage is cool now and then and all, but that's not what it's about and all. I enjoy the wrestling and all. That's always what it's been about, It's never been about how sexy they look or how great their body figure is and all. They're all amazing.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick.
Yeah.
Respect to all the women wrestlers out
there. Of course. That's exactly what they deserve.
Yeah. I wanted to get your thoughts on another topic of Drew McIntyre and Tyson Fury possibly getting in the ring together. I saw some tweets, talking about it. Do you think that's a possibility of them getting in there together?
I actually haven't heard anything about that. And If that's the case, then I would love to see something like that. And Tyson Fury is like one of the greatest boxers right now. And Drew McIntyre, one of the standard barriers right now on Raw. And also, by all means, yes, please, definitely give me that.
Would you attend that show if you had the opportunity?
By all means, 1,000%. Who wouldn't? Especially since WWE hasn't had any crowds and all. Besides that show at WrestleMania, but they haven't had anything going on for the past, obviously since the pandemic occurred.
Yeah.
So yeah, sign me right up.
That's what's up.
Why, do you guys have tickets for me?
We might.
We'll
see what we can do.
Cheers to
that. So, tell me a little bit about where you're from and where you grew up at.
Definitely. I was born in Tulare. I grew up all around, basically all around Cali, at least in the SoCal area. Moved around from Whittier, Fontana, Rialto, Hacienda Heights. Sorry. City of Industry, just all around, until my my high school days, where we ended up in La Habra, and then it wasn't towards after La Habra. I moved to Roland Heights, and now I live in Riverside.
Yeah, you said you went to Tulare,
my
Tulare.
That was where I was born.
Yeah, how's that? What kind of environment is it out there?
Honestly, I don't remember. When I was born, I think we lived there for maybe a year or two and all, but it wasn't until there where we kind of lived around Whittier.
Oh yeah,
Whittier was nice and all.
Yeah, I heard that over there it's like a farming area,
It is. I've seen it from time to time, and it is it's dirt. It's dirt. It's just dirt all around there and all. No disrespect, but you can't blame me. You'll walk and you just see a railroad, and it's just you could just walk by, and there's no crossroads and all that stuff.
Yeah. So did you attend college? Did you graduate from college or anything like that?
After I graduated out of La Habra High, 2013, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go to college. And I didn't even know what I wanted to do, because I wanted to be a police officer, be a firefighter, be a dental assistant. And I was let me just go to Fullerton College and just get some general ed. Went there for a year. I hated it. Let me let you guys know that I suck at school. It is the worst. That's why I'm a professional wrestler. No, but I don't like school at all. So I just went to make my parents happy and all. And then after the year, I was I'm burnt the hell out. I hate this. I'm dropping out. So, and my mom was not happy about that. She was like, "Esa puta madre," and all. So, that's my mom. But it wasn't until I decided to just get a job. I was like, you know what, maybe later I'll realize what I want to do when I go to college.
Yeah. I think that's a topic that goes around a lot nowadays. I'm still in high school and we have these conversations nowadays.
You're still in high school? I was wondering why weren't you sharing
with me? Nah, I'm still 17 actually.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah, but a topic that comes up nowadays, which I think was different in school back then, is teachers and the school system is kind of telling you, oh, you have to go to college and stuff like that. But nowadays, teachers are kind of preaching you don't have to go to college. You should go to college if you have the right plan and you know what you want to do in the future and stuff like that.
And I totally agree with that. If you know what you want to do, if you feel you know what, I'm gonna go here, get this type of education, and then go chase it, by all means. But if you don't feel the need to hey, I don't want to go to college because I feel like my path can take me another way, then by all means, don't go to college. I know.
Yeah, like not too long ago, one of my teachers was telling me about the same topic, and he was telling us about how this plumber is able to, or no, this person who owns, those car washes with like sprays you can just do by yourself. He owns one of those at a small airport, and like he like makes so much money that he has enough money to go on a desert trip for a weekend with $700,000 worth of like cars and toys just to mess around on the weekend.
Good for him, nice, yeah.
So, and he didn't go to college or anything like that for car washing business and stuff like that.
Exactly. If you have a great mind and all, you wouldn't, and if you feel the need, like, hey, I don't need college, don't even bother.
Yeah. So going back to you and your wrestling gigs and everything like that, you said that you found wrestling at a young age.
Yeah.
What age did you realize that you actually wanted to become a wrestler and be a part of the movement?
Well, literally the day I started watching, I was like, I want to do this. I want to be a wrestler. Like, that's it. Mom, I don't care what you want me to be. I'm going to be a wrestler. That's all I said. And, of course, my mom, as any mom, she's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure. By high school, you're going to get over it. And I never did get over it. I was like, I still want to do this. I still want to be a wrestler. But I was like, I wouldn't know how. And all. So it wasn't, so that's why, after I dropped out of college, I was just like, I'll find something else and all. And I didn't even have wrestling in my mind. But it wasn't until I was about 20 years old where I ended up finding a school out in Bell Garden, Santino Brothers. And that's where I was like, wow, I can actually do this. And luckily I still had a good amount of money to pay for a tuition. So that's why when I kind of just like thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. So like by the time I was 21, that's when I took my first bump.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So how was that, making that leap into like, man?
Scared.
Yeah.
Very scared. I'll tell you this. I did not know how much cardio was needed for some reason. Like how do you not see everybody running in the ring and be like, you need cardio for that? My first day in my school, literally half an hour before I started training, I ate Jack in the Box. I started training at 12 o'clock. By 12:05, the Jack in the Box was in the garbage. Out. I was like, and I remember literally that same day when I was running, I was like, man, maybe this isn't for me. Like, maybe I don't got this and all. But literally, I was just like, after I was like, no, you know what? Fuck that. Like, this is for me. This is my dream. This is what I want to do. Yeah. So yeah, that's what. But it was amazing and all. Literally, those first few days.
Do you remember your order? Does it traumatize you that much?
Oh gosh. 2 tacos and medium curly fries with some ranch and ketchup on the side, man. Ever since then, I don't eat Jack in the Box before training. But it was bad.
That order stays in your mind.
It lives in my head rent free, just right there. Just like, hey, remember when you blew out chunks and all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember them saying, they're like, hey, you're gonna throw up, so just throw up over there. I'm like, no, I'm good. And literally, I was the only one there that threw up. I was like, I can't believe this is embarrassing, man. Like, how am I the only one that threw up? It was bad, but love it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about like what you go through in your training for wrestling. Like, you obviously said a lot of cardio and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
We do a lot of cardio. We take our usual bumps on how to do them properly. We do our rolls so we don't forget how to do them, because rolls are very important. Bumps, how to do them safely, are very important, And if you end up if you're not doing it properly, you can get hurt. You can get hurt. Even worse, you might hurt your opponent, which I mean you're supposed to do and all. But hey, it takes two to tango to make a good match.
Yeah. So how often do you do training for wrestling?
I go 2 times a day. Oh, sorry, 2 times. I go 2 days a week and all. Twice a week. I try to do more because I know there's other classes there, but it's definitely my priorities is on Thursdays and Fridays at Lucha Homies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you ever get the chance to train with other wrestlers that you might have the ability to be matched up against in the future?
If the opportunity comes and I know hey, they're gonna really help me, then by all means, I would love to. There's always At least especially with my trainer Cholo, little Cholo. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Very underrated wrestler and all here in SoCal. Amazing. Him and Mariachi, they have connections. So if they have a good friend of theirs who is a great wrestler and all, which I mean, I'm sure all of his friends are great wrestlers. And they're like, hey, you want to come down doing training and all? And luckily enough, like they're more than happy to be a part of our class and all, and teach us the ropes and all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're training with somebody or you're wrestling with when you're training with somebody, say you accidentally like hit them in the face a little too hard or you do something wrong, does that ever lead into like fights or anything like that?
This isn't ballet. And I don't like saying that term, but because I know I respect ballet for it being like a competitive sport and how long. But it's like you need tough, thick skin. If that happens, then like you let them know towards the end, hey, that was my bad and all. At least a good friend of mine, Freddie Havoc, he's told me, he's like, hey, if you clock him once, then hey, bro, like, try not to do it again. If you clock him again, boom, there's your receipt, man. That's when you go, right there. It's like, hey, are we good? So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, it's like I said, you have to have thick skin and all. You can't be upset because we're wrestling. We're gonna get hurt. This is how it goes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's all part of the sport,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever been? This is going outside of wrestling a little bit. Have you ever been in like any like crazy car accidents or have any like crazy stories about that?
Yeah. Literally, why I stopped wrestling back in 2017. I was on my way to work, and I remember this was a Thursday. I had practice later. I had to just go to work my 4 hours, and then head over to Bell Garden. I was on my way there, and unfortunately, a cop comes with his lights on, but not his sirens. I didn't hear him, and he was just going past, and I am on my way. I hit the brakes, but it was too late, and I just T-boned him. I hit him right there. And then I push him to the side, and then I hit a pole. I'll show you guys pictures later. But yeah, man, I miss my 2008 Jeep Commander, man. That was my baby, and that fucking cop destroyed it. I was like, damn. I mean, technically, I destroyed his car, but I was like, you know what? Fuck you, man.
So how'd that go for you? Do you like get any injuries?
I mean, I was on adrenaline, so I was like. I felt fine and all. I remember going to the emergency room that later, and I was like, "Hey, I'm fine, doc. Like, I'm good." And he was like, "No, like, you still have adrenaline. It's gonna wear off in a few hours. Like, I'm gonna prescribe. There you go. Prescribe you with some medication." I'm like, "I'm okay, fine. I'll get it, but I won't need it." I was like the biggest regret because the next day I was like, I can't get up. I'm like. Mom, it was the worst and all. You best believe I got that medication.
Yeah.
Like ASAP, yeah.
So how long did that car accident take you out of wrestling and training?
Unfortunately enough, when that happened, I went through depression and because I wasn't doing what I loved. Mm-hmm. And when that happened, like I didn't have a car. I didn't have a ride. I didn't have transportation. The only time I had transportation was going to work. And that was because my friend was giving me a ride. We both worked together, and he was like, "Look, I can take you, but I can't take you to school, man. That's a long drive." Our work was in Baldwin Park, and our school was in Bell Garden. So, yeah, they're about 35 minutes away from each other. But it's like I got off work early to go. He can't get off work. He can't get off work early to take me.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately enough, it didn't take till 2020 till I went back to wrestling.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
cool to have you back. Doing
Thank
back
you.
what you love.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, we've met before. I met you about like a week or two ago. Yeah. And the first time that we met, I didn't know all of this. I didn't know all of this wrestling stuff was real. What's good, everybody? It's your host from the Prodcast, aka Prodigy. Today I'm here in beautiful Staten, California, here to witness the VWE Tag Team Championships. Today I'm joined here with my boy Chris Nastyy. How you doing, Chris Nastyy? Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
Well, I grew up around Riverside, California. Dreamed of becoming a wrestler, and here I am in Staten, California.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Great to have you back, man. But the real question I wanted to ask you today is, who's going to win this fight? Because, we know who's going to win in you guys get paid in the future. We know who's gonna win. All that. All your moves are fake and stuff like that. So like,
excuse me, is that fake?
I mean, look at you, man. Like, come on, I could just push you over just like that. Like, come on, guys. You think out of everybody who's gonna beat me up is gonna be this guy? Like,
yeah,
whoa,
what?
Whoa, chill, man.
You think that's fake?
Obviously, you're telling me about all this training and stuff, so you know.
He's
I realize I realize it's a real thing, you know. Yeah. Kind of hurt a little bit.
Oh, did it? Because you didn't bump. You didn't bump properly.
I guess not. Yeah. But you know, I just wanted to let you know. A little side note. I have been training. You know, I took that a little personal. So I have been training, and I expect to see you in the ring soon. Just letting you know. You know.
By all means.
Be aware. Be scared. So
definitely.
Tell me, I want to know about like the process of getting into wrestling. How do you like first join? How do you get your first match?
Well, first you need to find a school. You need to find a right school, a credible school, not just somewhere where they're doing like stuff in the backyard and all. And this guy and a guy that doesn't know anything. That's bad. You stay away from there, because they're just probably some guys that that just like, hey, let's just do this and all. Like, no, they need proper training and all.
Yeah.
Like I said, I started going to, I think one of the really well ones is the one I go to right now, Lucha Homies, and all in Staten, California. There's another great one that I did go to before, Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. A great school. Can't put them over enough. I mean, there's other ones. There's Knox Pro in San Bernardino. There's Level Up, and all. There's a lot of schools. So you gotta definitely you need to do your research on what school do you think fits you the most, and all. And then secondly, it's not until your trainer says, "Hey, you're ready." When I went back in 2020, obviously it was a clean slate. I didn't. I mean, I remembered a few stuff when I learned back in 2017, but like I said, I didn't know much else after that. So I went back. We were there for about 3 months, and then the pandemic hit, and I had to. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I had to go. We had to close down the school, or they had to. I ended up going back to another school, which is the one I go to now, Lucha Homies. And sure enough, I got down everything almost very quick. And fortunately enough, the trainer, Little Cholo and Mariachi, they saw how good I was and all, and they appreciated it. And they were like, hey, we have a show coming up in Arizona. If you think you're ready, then we'll book you. And I was really appreciative. I was really hesitant because I was like, look, like, I don't want to disappoint you guys. I don't want to disappoint the other school that I was at before. So I'm just going to do my very best right now and see how I feel within the next month. And sure enough, next month I was like, you know what? I'm ready. And so, like I said, a great school and the trainers to give you the okay, definitely. And then, good. You need well cardio. You need to be pretty fit so you won't get gassed out in the ring. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been like, or have you ever done like those backyard squabbles, backyard wrestling like you see on YouTube and stuff?
I mean, I did. I mean, you see wrestling on TV and you just gather up a bunch of friends. You're like, let's do this. So yeah, I mean, I think every wrestler has done that and all. I think there's a few wrestlers out there who are like, you know what, let's start our own federation out here. And I'm like, you know what, I give props to that. And all, that's cool. And but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was like nothing serious. It was literally just like, oh, one move or two move, and then like, you do a move wrong, and I'm like, I just hurt my arm. I'm gonna go cry a little bit. Exactly. I would have loved to, but no, I couldn't trust any of my friends like when we were younger to catch me. Like, hey, you gonna catch me? Yeah. Psych. Cool. Now my arm's broken.
Well, that's I guess I've wrestled with my homies before, but not in like no serious manner.
I
just
guess
like messing around and stuff like that. So you say it's for your trainer and stuff like that to get your first fight. After that moment where you're a trainer and you believe you're ready and you're fully confident to be in these fights, what's the transition you have to make in order to get like from like a subdivision into something like WrestleMania or WWE?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not that easy.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta, if your passion is to be a wrestler, and you have to give yourself a goal. My goal is to, hopefully one day get a contract for any company and all. I mean, especially because I'm beginning and all. I know it's not coming anytime soon, but the thing I can do is do my best. Do my best in order to one day a scout see me, somebody out there who works at a big promotion to see and be like, I want to sign you, kid. So I know it's not happening anytime soon. I hope so, but I don't expect it to, because there's a massive amount of other wrestlers who deserve it way more than me and all, who's been doing this for way longer. So yeah.
So it's kind of like a sports team, like scout kind of almost. They'll come down and look at your fights and stuff.
Definitely.
Like that.
There's I know there's always promotions trying to find, in some cases the next big thing. They can see that wrestler and be like, dude, like he is athletic as hell. Man, his cardio base is phenomenal. They could see that and they're like, hey, we want to give you a tryout. And sure enough, if they have what it takes, they'll end up getting a contract. That's what I want. And like I said, by all means, like my cardio is very far from like perfect. Mm-hmm. It's not that good. I'm still working on it really hard and all.
Yeah.
But by all means, it's just if you have, like I said, if you have the passion, you're gonna get it. And I'll definitely words of my inspiration, Eddie Guerrero said, "Follow your heart," because when you want it, like it's gonna take you beyond places and all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are some things in your opinion that you do that you try and make stand out from other people, another wrestler, I would say?
Definitely. Well, like I said, one of the things I love to do, I enjoy jaw jacking. Especially at the audience, man. At the past show I did, I ended up scaring like a little kid. I just like, and then like, because of that, they had to switch seats with her because I guess she started crying. And I mean, in my head, I'm like, damn, that sucks. But I'm like, you know what? Like, I can't, like, dude, sorry, not sorry. Like, I'm doing what I got to do. I mean, there's a bunch of wrestlers who like enjoy that. Like, it's the best. But I try to do it my way. I know.
What do you mean by like jaw jacking?
Like, because there's always those hardcore fans, or there's just that crowd that just won't stop like egging you on. Like, you suck, Nastyy. You suck a blah 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 and all. And I'm just like, hey, you know what, bro? I'm sucking your mom's tits and all, something like that, bro. So I'll say like, just something to just get under their skin, and it's like it's the best feeling, man. I enjoy it so much. I know.
Yeah.
It's just like, like especially because you gotta stand out and all. And by all means, there's everybody that stands out in their own way, and that's my way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call you Chris Nastyy.
That's exactly why they call me Chris Nastyy.
That was gonna be my next question, but I guess you already answered that.
Definitely. I just enjoy being nasty. A lot of people would be like, oh, because you're nasty, you're gross and disgusting. Yeah, in some ways, yes, but I just I enjoy to be nasty, like just trying to find the easiest way to win, and I find that slimy. I find that like, how fucking dare you, man?
Yeah.
How the fuck are you gonna win? Hey, man, I'm gonna win my way, dude. Be nasty. I know. And in some ways, I say it myself. My name is Chris Nastyy. Yeah, I do it cleaner than anybody else in the ring. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's a cool slogan to have.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I wanna talk to you about like the creative aspect about wrestling, because while we were at your last show, we were talking to some other wrestlers and stuff like that and people there, and they were telling us how there's different types of wrestling and different types of moves people do. I remember one specifically, they mentioned us about the high flyers and how they're different. I just want to know, like, what are the different types of like ways to wrestle?
Got you. There's the high flyers who are, man, gosh, they're amazing, incredible, man. They're so, and I hope that that I'm able to. I mean, I can kind of do high flying maneuvers, like that being like how, I'm not sure if you guys saw Jack Cartwheel, amazing competitor, one of the best high flyers I've ever seen. There's the types of brawlers and all. There's brawlers who, there's There's the big monsters, you know, like Alexander Vega, great monster. There's Hugo Price, man, amazing, a great competitor. There's technicality, you know. There's wrestlers like Mike Check, Matt Vandegrift, you know, incredible, you know. You know, back to high flyers, Jin Savani, and all. Like, there's so many types of the way the wrestlers work, you know, and just so it could be in their advantage.
So do those types of wrestlers get put in with like wrestlers that have different techniques, or do they fight the same type?
Definitely, and it's even better when they're able to work well with each other. It's crazy to see how a big monster can work with a high flyer. It's so entertaining and so incredible. You could see that you know, that big man is trying to catch this high flyer, and yet he can't, because, you know, he's doing those things all over the ring. And it gets even better like when he catches him or when he slips him, you know, and it just becomes magic. It's incredible.
Yeah. And also another like creative part of wrestling.
Yeah.
How important is like your outfit to you and what you wear during your fight?
Very very important to me. Unfortunately enough, I'm still trying to make some money in order for me to look serious as a wrestler, because you don't want to go out there dressed like you just came back from like Hot Topic. It doesn't look good, especially because unfortunately there's a big handful of people who kind of have that look, you know. Not saying it's a bad one, but it's just, I find it to be a little overrated. Like, find something else, get some proper gear. I think professionals will literally say, hey, you need to get some gear. My first gear I got, it did not look good. It was just these tights that were like, they were black at the bottom, and then they got lighter towards the top. And like literally like almost a bunch of professional wrestlers who've been wrestling for years were like, get some better gear. You look terrible. I was wearing a shirt, and they're like, you don't wear a shirt, you're a wrestler. Like, you look like a backyard wrestler. And I was like, oh, damn. So sure enough, I ended up investing in some more gear, and like now, yeah. So definitely, if you want to look more serious as a wrestler, get yourself gear. Get yourself proper gear, and that looks like your type of gear.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to get as for me, I love green and purple. My new gear is green and purple, you know. So I think it fits me. You know, I have other gear that's like blue and red, you know. I find it fits me.
Yeah.
Get yourself some that fits you.
Yeah. Are you looking for like any sponsors or anything like that?
I would hope so. You know, I know it takes a while to gather. I know it's a following spree. I know sponsors want followers and all. So I'm not expecting, I hope so, but I'm not expecting them to come anytime soon for me and all.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
It's all about the grind, you know, things come with time.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why obviously I do my best out there so they could see like, hey, Chris Nastyy is a great wrestler. I want to start following him. That's going to build my following spree. So sponsors going to end up seeing and be like, you know what? I think they could bring more eyes to us. You know?
Yeah. Most definitely. Also, I wanted to, you said the last competition, the last match you did, it was for the tag team championships. Tell me a little bit about the tag team aspect of it. Like, would you rather wrestle one-on-one or in a tag team situation?
It depends on what is the right fit for me, especially if whether the booker or my trainer thinks, hey, I think you would be better as a singles guy, or hey, I need you to be a tag team guy. I'm open for anything. In my opinion, I enjoy being a singles guy. But if they look at me and they're like, hey, we think this is going to look great for you as a team, then by all means, I'm all forward to it. I'm not the type of person. One thing that Cholo's taught us is like, hey, don't be difficult. Don't if they tell you something, you can't be like, I don't want to do that, especially because I'm a year in. I'm barely a year in. I can't just come up to the promoter. The promoter comes up to me. He's like, hey, I need you to team up with those guys. I can't be like, I don't like that. Like, can I do a one-on-one? Because that's going to look bad on you because you're barely a year in and you're having demands. That's not gonna fly. So, like I said, I enjoy being a singles guy. But if the story's right and everything's perfect, then by all means, I would love to be a tag team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long, in your opinion, should you be like into wrestling and doing matches before you're able to say like, oh yeah, I just want to do the one-on-one instead of the tag team?
It depends. I don't exactly have the answer to that because I could say it and then, you know, there could be a bunch of people being like, actually, no, it's this long. First of all, you don't deserve to say that. You don't deserve. So by all means, I'm not a difficult person. You know, I'm never one to be like, I don't want to do that and all. Like I just want to wrestle by all means. And if that, like I said, if that means that I have to be a tag team, perfect. That means I get to be a singles guy, perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your favorite moves to do while in the ring?
Oh, I love the Three Amigos. The Three Amigos is, like I said, by my favorite wrestler, Eddie Guerrero. And he does 3 suplexes. He gets them. We do the bump, and he holds on, and then he just throws his legs around, and he goes for it again. He goes for it 3 times, and all. That's why it's called the Three Amigos. There's this new move that I've been working on called the split-legged moonsault, which you know, you jump on the ropes with the bottom part of your legs, and you jump and you just do a backflip and all. And then there's a move that I just did back in March called the Coast to Coast. I had the guy in the bottom of the corner, and I was at the other side of the ring, and I jumped from that side all the way to there, and I just hit him with the face when there's a trash can like right there on his face.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have a lot of moves I can't think about right now, but there's a lot, and there's so much more that I want to learn.
How do you learn these moves where you do like, let's say you jump from far distance or you like get on the ropes and stuff like that? How long does it take you to like perfect a move like that?
You know what? You don't actually know when you perfect it. I remember practicing that move. You know, I had a crash pad. I had a dummy right there. And I remember like, I was just so afraid. I was like, dude, I don't think I can make this. Like I remember just like, hey, I'm going to try to attempt this. So if it happens in our match, I'll do it and all. And like I said, I was just practicing. I couldn't get it. And even towards like the beginning, like right before the show, you know, it was just me and the promoter. He was like, what are you gonna try to do? And I'm like, I want to do this move, but I don't know how I can do it. He's like, here, get up there. And I remember getting up there, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this and all. And so I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. That's fine. Come the match, you know, you're in the heat of the moment. You're just like, fuck, I gotta do something in this match because it's like, you know, there's people watching you. You gotta do something to wow these people. And sure enough, I was like, the trash can's over there. Let me just put it on his face and let me see. And I'm like, if I fail, fuck it. I meant to do that. But sure enough, I put it there. I go to the other side. As soon as I get up on that top rope, I was like, dude, it's so close to me. And sure enough, I just jump and just hit him right in the face and all.
Yeah.
So like I said, you don't, it just spontaneously happen. You can practice for many times and all, and you can't get it right. But then when the time comes, it might not go the way you want it to go. So it's really just spontaneous and all.
Yeah. And you said that like, you were talking about like, hey, if I don't do the move, I meant to do that. So
Yeah.
There's obviously times where like you have the ability to mess up. You can recover from that, right?
I mean, I hope so. If it happens, like, you know, because but what my trainer taught me, he's like, hey, if you mess up, don't let the crowd see you make the face that you mess up. Like, don't let the crowd see you go, fuck, man, because that's just gonna it's gonna put you down. It's gonna help the audience see you fuck up, and they're gonna be like, you've like, and then they'll usually chant like, you fucked up. You fucked up. Wait, can I cuss? Can I cuss here?
Yeah.
I know I've been cussing for a while now, but I need the confirmation.
No, you can.
Okay, cool. But yeah, that's how it is, you know.
Yeah. Do you think that like wearing mask has a big part to do with that whole like emotion thing?
Definitely. You know, lucha libre, like from so many years, the tradition is wearing the mask and all. It hides your identity. It hides, you know, and it's just a part of the culture and all. And the thing about it is when you take off a mask, it's very disrespectful. That's what I did when in our match that I had last Friday.
Yeah, I saw you post about that when
Yeah.
you took off his mask.
The thing about it is that it's the masked wrestlers. They don't want you to see. They don't want to reveal their identity. They don't. They'll risk anything before you see their face. I was in the heat. Once again, I was in the heat of the moment, and we were this close of not winning those tag titles. And I was just like, oh, fuck, I gotta think of something. And I remember earlier I was messing with his laces in the back of his mask, and I knew just right then there, it's gonna come off like easily. Sure enough, 1, 2, bye. I took it off. He freaked the fuck out, and you can hear the crowd. You can hear how fucking dare you just fucking how disrespectful. Somebody threw a can at me. That's how first of all, that's how much I love the audience and all. That's how much passion they are and all. But the fact that, hey, I have a beer, it's half full, but I'm done drinking this because I want to make you bleed. God, right there. And sure enough, like he'd rather like, you know what, I'm done with this match. I can't go. And sure enough, that's how we won the tag titles. That's one of the reasons why I'm nasty. I will find any reason to win. So when that right there, he was like, don't. And sure enough, 1, 2, 3, tag belts are ours.
Dang.
Yeah.
So do you think it's better that you don't wear a mask to have that type of situation happen to you?
Well, first of all, you wear masks to hide your identity. You all see my face. You guys know what face is under there. So I think it's a little too late for me.
Yeah.
But
would you have wanted to have a mask when you first started to keep your identity?
I would have loved to. But like I said, as far as me debuting, everybody knows who I look like and all. I don't know exactly. Like I remember, like I said, going back to my favorite wrestler, Eddie Guerrero. He started with a mask on. I think he was one of the first wrestlers of all to decide, you know what, I don't need the mask no more. So I think I would have loved to follow in his footsteps, but who am I? I'm just a beginner that just loves this guy. But as far as wearing a mask and all, maybe, if it works and all, and I go to somewhere where they don't know who Chris Nastyy is, by all means, give me that mask, man. I'll make sure nobody knows who the fuck Chris Nastyy is, and you guys are gonna find out who Christian Cochino is.
So you were saying that you won that last tag team match by taking off his mask, and he gave up basically stuff. Basically, like that. What are the different ways that you get the belts and win the match in a WWE or a wrestling match?
Just incapacitate your opponent to the point where hey, they can kick out, or you have them in a hold where it's so painful that they're like, hey, I can't take this anymore. I need to tap out. I'm done. Mm-hmm. You can't. It's never deserving to win, whether you win by disqualification or by count out. I would love to. Definitely. Nastyy will take any title any way. But I think the honorary way is, hey, I'm better than you because I just beat you for the title. I just pinned you, or I made you tap out. And all. That's always the proper way to win your belt.
Yeah.
Or a championship, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So do you practice that a lot, trying to get people into holds in order to get them to tap out and stuff like that?
Yeah.
How many times would you say you've been able to successfully do that?
Well, I'm about 7 matches or 8 matches in. I have yet to make somebody tap out and all. Mm-hmm. I haven't been able to get them into the right hold that would make them feel like, hey, you know what, this pain is too agonizing. I'm done. I know. But I've been working on a few things here and there and all to ensure them that, hey, you know what, you're done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have to work up to a belt, or is it every match you win, you get a belt?
It depends. You can't just, come in and just expect hey, I want to win the title. That's not how it works. It's when the promoter or, the owner has realized, hey, you've earned this and all. I'm going to put you in this match and all. If you win, amazing. If you don't, hey, you can always try again next time and all. It all depends. Like I said, you can't just come into another company and just expect to win a title unless you have a big name and all, and you're able to beat the guy. Then sure enough, there. But as far as me, like I didn't think I was gonna win. Like for all we know, he could have been like, you know what, I'm gonna kick out. Everybody sees my face. He could have done that and all, but he didn't. And that was my first title I ever won, and it was one of the greatest things that, I mean, obviously it was like actually my favorite thing that's happened to me in my life, you know. And there's been a lot of great things in my life, you know? But sure enough, you have to build yourself, you know, and work that you're great enough to win a championship.
Yeah. I was wondering, like, I see on, like, if I watch, like, a wrestling clip from, like, WWE or wherever it's from, you know, when somebody gets, like, hit, knocked to the ground or whatever, and obviously, you know, I experienced it when you put me on the ground, you know, I'm like,
Sure.
I was on the ground, like, rolling and stuff. Does that have any, like, correlation to the end of the match? Like, do they have to be completely, like, not moving in order to stop the match?
It all depends on how my opponent is. If you're incapacitated, like you're not going to kick out, you know. That's why, you know, wrestlers, we have either like a signature move or a finisher, where we hit them to the point where like, oh fuck, I'm knocked out, you know. In my second match, you know, I beat a guy because I face planted him to the ground like hella hard, you know, and you know he couldn't kick out. I just right there, 1, 2, 3. Hey, sorry, luck next time.
Yeah. I want to get into like the money aspect of wrestling and stuff like that. Is it a solid enough like income if you get to the right stage of it? Is it a solid enough income to just do by itself?
Definitely what my trainer Cholo taught me. He said, if you're in this business for money, you're in the wrong business, because you do this because you love it. If you get paid, great. If I don't, well, you know what? I got the experience. My first few matches, I didn't think I was gonna get paid, and you know, sure as shit, you know, I didn't, and that's fine. I don't want to get paid till I feel like I earned it. Sure enough, the promoter has seen my work. He's like, hey, you've earned this, and all. And I can't exactly tell you the amount that we get, because honestly, for each wrestler, it depends, you know, how the promoter thinks of you, and all. You know, somebody can get a little more, somebody can get a little lot. That's just how it is, and all.
Yeah.
The person with the biggest name, you know, gets more, you know, because he's been in the business long enough. He has a name, so he's able to ask for amount, and you know, the promoter will usually give it to him. Starter like me, I can't do that. I can't be like, hey, I want $500. The promoter is gonna be like, excuse me, get the fuck out of my fucking promotion. That's fine. I don't want that. You pay me how much you think I've done. You think I earn. If you don't pay me, hey, hot dog and handshake. That's fine by me.
Yeah. So it's kind of more about like, you know, the respect and the amount of level. And
yeah.
You got to just be respectful and
exactly
pleased with what you have.
And I have nothing but respect for any promoter that books me. You know, I'm just grateful that I'm there. You know, you know, I'll go to a promotion that I'm not booked for, and I'll let them know, hey, I have my gear. If you guys need me, by all means, you know, I'm right here. If not, well, you know what? I'm here to help break down the ring once it's over. You know?
Yeah.
You know? But it's, like I said, as far as money, you know, I don't think I'll deserve it till like what? Maybe I'm a few years in. That's when I know, like, hey, I think maybe. But if not, that's fine.
Yeah. Are there any wrestlers that you want to like kind of follow in their career path? Like, say some big names, like I don't know, like John Cena or somebody like that.
Like I said, Eddie Guerrero. You know, you guys keep hearing that name. I know you're sick and tired of it. He's like I said, he's one of my all-time favorites. And all he's wrestled basically all over the world. I want to wrestle where he's wrestled for. You know, whether it's Japan, Mexico, sure shit. I want to wrestle at the Cow Palace. I believe it's in San Francisco. I believe so. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, internet, please. That's where he won his very first and only WWE title. And I want to work there so badly because it means so much to me, the fact that, hey, I'm wrestling in the stadium, or not stadium, the arena that he won his WWE title. So kind of just, I want to try to follow in his footsteps, but at the same time, I want to follow in Chris Nasty's footsteps. I want to get myself to where I'm going to get myself to.
Yeah, build your own legacy.
Exactly. Yeah. That
Yeah.
I hope that somebody, a child will see me and it's like, I want to follow in Chris Nasty's footsteps, which I don't think I deserve, but if you want to follow it, go right ahead.
Yeah. So, do you think you could see yourself in, like, let's say 5 to 10 years, like, being a headline, like, name in, like, something like WrestleMania or like that?
I have to really work hard for it, but I do see myself in that with between maybe 5 to 10 years. I don't know, because I have so much faith in myself that I'm able to, break down barriers for myself, that I'm able to, you know what, I'm in the stadium and I'm either main eventing, I'm opening the show, I'm in the middle of the card, because there's no plan B for me. There's no, like I told you guys, I dropped out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped out of college. I got a job at Chick-fil-A. I got fired from Chick-fil-A. I ended up working construction, and now I'm at another job. But like, I gotta put 1,010% into this, because, like I said, there's no plan B for me. So by all means, I know that I'm gonna get myself to a stadium, an arena, somewhere that like people are gonna know the name of Chris Nastyy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's sick that, you're willing to, drop everything that you had to, focus on your passion.
It wasn't easy too. It was not. Like, my mom, she was annoyed because she was like, why? Like, dude, you literally had, I just told her what she wanted to hear. Like, I told her what my plan was. I told her, hey, I'm going to go either be a police officer or I'm going to be a dental assistant, because I know, dental assistant. I know that my cousin works there and she makes good money. I wanted to be a police officer because, I thought, I could do something. I thought, like, anything. But I kind of just realized that's not what I want. I want to be a wrestler. And like I said, sure as shit, my mom didn't like it. My stepdad hated it. My stepdad is a hardworking construction worker that thinks you need a job, and wrestling is not a job. And that's why I say, you know what, kiss my ass, because it is a job and I'm going to make it a job. My dad, he's in my life, but he's not there. He's just that proud dad that's like, hey, man, you go and I'll do your thing, man. Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's sick. I really respect it, because
appreciate it.
There's always, like, going into college, it's a big investment and stuff like that, but it's even a bigger investment to get rid of it for something else,
Definitely. I mean, it's not like I had like a college fund or anything like that. Like, I didn't have money, It was just, like I said, I went to community college, I had to scrounge up money, because wrestling schools aren't cheap. I mean, there's some that have payment plans, or some that, like, hey, we need this much on the spot and all. Like, there's schools that are like, we need $3,000 on the spot and all. And, fortunately enough, the one I went to before, the Santino brothers, they did a payment plan. So, excuse me. They did a payment plan, so I was able to pay up that first couple of months. And sure enough, like I said, when I got in my accident, I couldn't pay it off no more. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. How long do you, like, stay in these wrestling schools?
You stay. I mean, it depends on how much they want you to work your craft and all. It's either you go there and train, or you're done and you're just here to just get extra critique, learn more and all. I know at Santino Brothers, you take about a year to learn and all, and I believe after that, they just let you come whenever you want to, just, hey, when you want a place to train and all. You can't just come whenever you feel like it and all. Like, no, you have to go through the whole process and all. With Lucha Homies, the same thing. You have to go through the whole process and all. Once he feels like you're ready, you're gonna start having matches out there, and then even after that, you can just start coming back and all. And we're gonna keep training you, so you can learn more moves that you want to learn.
Yeah,
It took me forever to get that backflip where the split-legged moonsault. It took me forever. I kept landing on my head over that. Sure enough, they were able to teach me how to, like, do it properly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so like, you guys do all these flips and stuff. Like, what's the craziest, like, flip move you can do? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that one is. I haven't done it yet at a wrestling show. I've just been practicing it. There's another one where you jump on the middle rope and you land on. You get your legs on their head and you spin them out for them. It's called a Hurricane Rana. I did that, but that was actually one of the moves I messed up at a Lucha Libre show, and that was the reason why my trainer told me, he's like, you can't let the audience see your face that you messed up, because as soon as I did that, I messed up. We tumbled down. And I was like, shit, man. So that's why. But sure enough, I haven't exactly done it. Like I said, the split-legged moonsault, I'm trying to put it into my arsenal like very soon. Very.
Yeah. I mean, that's really like crazy, because we were at the show and I saw who you're talking about. Remind me of his name again. Cartwheel.
Jack Cartwheel.
Yeah, Jack Cartwheel.
I love you, buddy.
We saw him when we first walked in, and he was like on top ropes doing front flips, cartwheels.
He is incredible. He is amazing.
How much strength does that like have to take? Because he's not like me, just a normal person. You know,
He's not like you. He's not like me. He's sure as shit. Like
he's built like big time.
Well, I believe he has a pass with gymnastics. I know his dad is a weightlifter, so you know, I'm sure him growing up, he was just always working out with his body and all, just always at the gym, you know, doing the flips and all. He was actually the one that helped me learn how to do the split leg and moonsault. So, you know, by all means, like, he is one of, like, as far as I've seen right now, one of the greatest high flyers and all. Very underrated, and he needs to start getting booked more at a lot more shows, because he's, like I said, he's phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I came in there hearing whoosh, front flip, like now here like Street Fighter, the green homie doing all these flips.
The best thing I can describe it is like he's like when he's in the air, he's majestic. I know he was literally he was in my debut match. I wrestled against him and Little Cholo, and when I remember when we're doing our back and forth, he did a tiger roll, which is you just jump up in the air and you just roll. When you see the clip, like, he's up there for like a good like 2 seconds. He's literally like, you're falling, you're just like, vroom. But when he does it, he's like, and I'm like, well, how the hell do you do that? He's like, I just go. So I'm like, good for you, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So for all the people out here that are into wrestling or want to get into wrestling, where can they find you and look up your information to learn a little bit more about you?
They can hit up Little Cholo at, I believe, Little Cholo 01. You can reach out to him. We have a school in Staten, California, near Buena Park. I want to say 5 minutes away from Knott's Berry Farm. We train every Thursdays and Fridays, lucha classes. And top tier wrestlers right here, Mariachi Loco and Little Cholo. Together, they have a total combined about 40 years of wrestling experience and all. They've wrestled on TV. They've wrestled all over the U.S. and all. So you're getting great wrestling training from these guys. You know, incredible.
Yeah, sick. Shout out to schools and everything. It's been a pleasure having you on my podcast.
Hey man, it is an honor. Thank you again. I really appreciate you guys bringing me on here and all.
Yeah, it's cool. Opened up my eyes about the wrestling world a little bit. Obviously, it's not fake. Don't listen to me, guys. It's not fake. But trust me.
Listen to Prodigy.
Trust me. I'm gonna be training. And I'm going to be ready for the next time. So I hope to see you in the next show.
Hey, man, come through and start training with us then.
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course, man.
This has been another episode of the Prodcast. Thank you for watching. Peace.
It's the Prodcast with a Prodigy. It's the Prodcast with a Prodigy. It's the Prodcast with a Prodigy. My podcast.